Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Raj. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm also doing good. Thank you very much. Where are you talking from, Raj?
I am from Patna, and I've
Bihar,
been yeah
capital of
Patna, Bihar.
Bihar.
Yes, and I'm a private tutor. I teach accounts at +2 and English grammar up to 10th and
Oh,
maths.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, you're a tutor, private.
yeah,
Okay, you're doing freelancing,
yes,
sort of, right?
yeah.
And if you don't mind, what's your education qualification? What's your background?
I'm a BCom graduate from Delhi University.
Okay,
That's it.
that's it. So with
Yeah,
that, you're managing to teach English and maths up to 10th standard.
yeah.
All the students from first to 10th or only 10th?
Not the first to 10th. Maybe it depends upon the contract that I get, the tuitions that I get.
Okay, okay, okay.
Generally from 6 to 10.
6 to 10th. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So how was your journey?
The journey has been good till now, and I have been trying to add a spoken English in horizon of my teaching as well. That is the reason I have been working on my speaking abilities.
Okay, very good. Welcome, welcome. You're at the right place, Raj. And
Yeah.
I'm Shareen Nandakumar, your coach for the day from Clapping Go.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually, I'm settled in Chennai for the last 30 years,
Okay.
but I'm a native of Kerala, and now I am on a vacation at Kerala.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
So Kerala is a wonderful state and city as
yeah, you can call it's called the God's own country with all the beautiful, the hills and the valleys and the backwaters and the beaches. It's indeed
well. Yeah.
nature's bounty is seen anywhere you go. You go on a drive from north to south. It's simply mind blowing. I should be saying that.
And I have been planning to visit Kerala nearly.
You are planning to visit Kerala in the near future.
Yes.
So, which part are you planning to visit?
Uh, I don't know. Like, I have not decided that yet, but we are planning, like a group of friend of mine. We have
Okay.
visited a few places, and we are thinking that our next destination should be South India,
Yeah.
Kerala or Chennai.
Kerala. So if you're coming to Kerala, don't miss the backwaters in Alapi.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the backwaters in Alapi is a must watch, and the houseboats. It's an experience.
Really,
Okay,
yeah,
and there are innumerable beaches all over Kerala
yes,
through the coast because we have a very long coast. You know that, right? Kerala is a
yeah, right,
right south. The coastal areas are peppered with so many beautiful beaches. Yeah, so you should be seeing some we have the long drive-in beach as well in the North Malabar, which is called the Murakulanga. Since you said you are going to visit Kerala, I shall just give you a few tips. Then, are you a temple person? Do you like visiting temples, monuments?
yeah, of course. Not exactly temple, but the monuments.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to be in queues, and
Okay. Yeah.
generally,
No, 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 no. Kerala doesn't have such problem. Unlike Tirupati or any other places, you don't have to stand
yeah, right,
so much into. Of course, in few temples, there are no temples like Guruvayur and all, you do have to wait a long time. But since you're coming with your friends, it will be more fun loving, such a trip, right?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, then you should be visiting Trivandrum, our capital, which has so much to offer. The best thing about Trivandrum is, what I like about it, all the important places to visit are very close to the city. Like the zoo, the museum, everything, it's all close by. And from the proper city, usually when we visit some place, the zoo will be at one corner, the museum will be at the other corner. It is spread out, right?
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah, but here it's all in the heart of the city.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's the beautiful art gallery of Raja Ravi Verma, the great painter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you visit Trivandrum, these places don't miss.
Yes, sure.
And
Thank you
tucked
for
away, yeah, tucked away 40 to 50 kilometers down south, you have the beautiful Varkala beach.
Barkala.
Varkala, it's called
Work,
Varkala.
Barkala.
Varkala.
Yeah,
It's one of the
Barkala.
most beautiful beaches I've ever seen. So don't miss all these places. Okay. Yeah, I wish you
Yeah,
all the
sure.
best. Yeah. So now let's skip, hop, jump into a topic.
Yeah, right.
You have to tell me more. It's about podcast. Podcast.
So I generally watch the English contents on YouTube,
Okay.
and sometimes like the interviews of different people talking
Mhm.
to each other, like two different person from different area, to renowned person from different area. So I enjoy that kind of content. Content.
So you don't usually watch podcast.
Yeah,
Not much. You're not a
not much.
podcast person. But nowadays it has become a trend, just like YouTube. All this time it was now everybody was starting a YouTube channel, right? All this while
Yeah,
that's what we were listening. Starting from 5-year-old child to 80-year-old, they could start YouTube,
right.
right? That's how it was happening. But now the podcast is going in such a level. Have you noticed?
Yeah, of course. Like every time I listen, if I ask somebody that what should I listen to, then this comes there as well. Like podcast always is a general suggestion that I get.
Okay. But you have not been doing it, right? There's
Yeah,
no problem. I
sometimes.
mean, yeah, because even I have been listening to, because I feel it's a bit lengthy. I need to devote a lot of time to listen
Yeah,
to podcast. It is quite lengthy. Not like any other thing which is short and crispy, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We can just listen and we are done with it. That's much more. Since I have quite a few handful of engagements now, I don't have the time to listen to this lengthy podcast. But I would like to do after a couple of months when I am free. Okay, that's it. But I do understand the interviews are quite interesting. Can you tell me a few which you have been listening to? Shashi Tharoor?
not exactly. I follow some like a BBC Learning English channel is there. I follow that channel, and apart from that, I follow the international native speakers.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That really helps because you are teaching the students, so you get some points from there. Is it?
Yeah.
Do you follow the BBC Learning app?
Yes.
Yeah, they say everybody says it's quite good and quite helpful too. Is it so?
Yes, of course. And it is. I mean, it has been designed in a way that suits for students, for
Okay.
learners.
Yeah.
And there are so many grammar rules as well. Apart from that, the 6 minute English is all about one topic, and where we get to learn at least 10 or 12 meanings. They
Okay.
give it,
Vocabulary, right?
and yeah,
Vocabs.
vocabulary. Yes.
Because it's very important to improve and increase our vocabulary to keep ourselves updated with English, right?
Yeah. Right.
Right? Yeah, that's very nice. So let's keep podcast sideways. I mean, we'll put it on the back burner at the moment. We have enough topics to discuss, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, what do you do, Raj, to improve your English on your personal front? You already told me you listen to talk. What about the reading part?
Reading part, I have recently started like reading the self-help improvement books, and apart from that, a newspaper is must. Like I have been
Must.
reading, yeah, I have been reading newspaper for many years, and if I talk about continuously reading, then last 2 years I have been reading continuously, and that
Very good.
I read the Indian Express. So at least 1 hour, or if not, then 40 minutes reading newspaper, and apart from that, reading a book.
Fantastic. You're on the right track. Okay. I don't have to tell you anything much. And while reading, when you come across those words with which you're not familiar, what do you do, Raj?
So generally, I try to understand the context.
Mm.
Like if I can understand the context after reading 2 lines before or after, then I don't pay that much attention. But if something is pure new for me, I would collect that.
Yeah, you
So
write
I
it
would
down.
collect the, yeah, write it down or search it on in Google, and then try to understand the context in the
Yeah,
given context itself.
yeah, that's good. But now I want you to do one more thing. With that word, frame a couple of sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah, along by find, I mean, you are finding out the meaning, well and fine. Immediately write 2 sentences with that word.
Okay.
If you do that, then you'll never forget it. It helps a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
so note down that. And Raj, can I just give you some feedback right now?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, it's something about pronunciation. See, you have this tendency of saying like, there's no need, like.
Okay. Yeah.
Then how do you say suggestion?
Suggestion.
No, suggestion,
Suggestion.
suggestion. Okay, I don't think there is need of the T in between. Then again, like and this, you can just say like and. Okay, don't stress the
Like.
last two, like.
Okay. Yeah. Like and.
And we hardly hear the D at the end.
Okay. And.
And especially when you're talking about bread and butter, there is no D at all. Bread and butter. Bread and butter.
Bread
There's
and butter.
no
Okay.
and. It is and. Bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
Bread and butter. There is no, that D is not heard at all. When and comes in between, like Ravi and Binoy. Ravi and Binoy. It is Ravi and Binoy. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? Like that. So when and comes in between, the D is not heard at all. Be very careful about the pronunciation of and. Okay? And
Yeah.
D.
Sure.
And like, then of course. How do you say of course?
Of course.
Not of course. It's of course. Of
Of
course.
course.
Of course.
Of
Course.
course.
Of course. Okay? Of course. And English. How do you pronounce?
English.
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 English. Okay. And again, that, that. Okay. There's no need to
That.
say that. You need seem to have a tendency to just stretch on the last syllable. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
just keep that in mind. That's all while you're speaking. And reading is, as you said, you're already reading a lot. Now, as you know, language is a skill subject. You're aware of that, right? What do you understand when I
Yes.
say it's a skill subject? Just like swimming, dancing, any kind of sport, you
Yeah.
really have to speak,
Right.
right? But history you can study just by lying down in your bed reading the book. You can learn history. But can it be done with this? No.
Yeah.
All the 4 skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, it has to go hand in hand.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when you'll be able to speak fluently. Okay. Now, how do you teach your students? In what way do you teach? Grammar, spoken part. Spoken you haven't. You are teaching them only grammar.
Grammar part.
So, for example, it's eighth standard. Okay, eighth standard students. How do you teach the basic grammar? For example, the parts of speech. How do you start? How do you manage the class?
So I generally follow the syllabus and the
Syllabus.
grammar. Yeah, syllabus or the grammar book that
Okay.
is there for those students.
Okay.
And according to that, whatever it is, like if it is parts of a speech, uh, how much is there in the syllabus, I would go through that only. I would not plan something from my own side.
No, 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 no. Especially for the school students, I strongly believe we should just stick to the syllabus, right?
Yeah, right,
Yeah, because the syllabus is made after much research and studying, that suiting the students of that age group. So even
right,
I strongly believe we shouldn't divulge from what is given. Otherwise, they'll find it very difficult. They'll get totally confused. the small kids,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
right.
So, what grammar do you teach in 8th standard?
Generally, like parts of speech, and apart from that, some parts of tenses are there.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
all those things.
Okay. 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 Yeah, parts of speech. I mean, you just teach it in order. The parts of speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
The order has been. I mean, it's like a noun, adjective, and then a pronoun. So
Okay.
in
You
this
start with
part,
you start with noun, then
yeah,
adjective, then
yes,
pronoun. Yeah,
right,
preposition. Like that it goes, right?
yeah.
Yeah, very good. So, what about the other faculties of grammar like reported speech, passive active, and all those things? Do you teach that also? Because it comes in seventh,
Yeah,
eighth clauses.
yeah, of course, it comes there.
Yeah, all those are really tough, especially when it comes to the clause.
Yeah, clause is really tough, and it takes a lot to make students understand because
First, we have to
tenses,
understand properly,
yeah,
right?
tenses or even the voice are that not that tough. It
Mm,
is quite easy, and
mm,
because I have been learning through that as well. I
mm,
mean, I have learned in that fashion, like tense and voice.
mm,
So uh, at class 3 or 4, whenever I had learned those
mm,
things from Hindi to English by making translations and all,
mm,
so I follow the same rule, and
mm.
it becomes easy for students to understand because they
Okay.
generally belong to the locality and the kind of I mean, the way they have been learning English,
Mm,
they treat it like a subject, and then they like to learn translation. They don't learn it like a language.
mm.
Like if I say that, okay, if I'm teaching you tense or English, we would talk only in English, or I would not tell you the Hindi part of this. Like I
Really?
will not tell you that मैं जा रहा हूँ and then I'll tell you I'm going.
No.
So if I'm telling you only I'm going, I'm trying to explain that this is the situation where we are talking about present and the action is going on.
Progressive tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good. Very
the
good.
students are not that much comfortable. But when I go with Hindi, they are more comfortable.
I know. So you teach it along with Hindi?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, because when they are so in a basic level, you need to do that, right?
Yes, right.
Yes. So we have come at the last leg, just one more minute. Ranjan, you're already doing very well. All I have to tell is keep reading, keep listening, keep a diary if possible. That helps a lot.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then along with it, writing also comes there. Just 4 5 lines, how you spend the day. Like I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning. Then after my morning ablutions, I went for a walk. After returning, I made a cup of tea, and then I had my breakfast. Then I started working. Then I went out to shop around 10, like that.